Hey everyone, it's me, Lauren Gill, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be here today to just do a March Ipsy unboxing as well as a try-on. I didn't get to do that last time because it was just so short notice. I rushed the video because we were out of town, but we're going to do it right this time around. So if you haven't already, go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm since I am a new YouTube creator, I guess. So I just want to again thank you so much, and let's just go ahead and hop into the video because you know I don't like long intros. Okay, I did throw my hair back. I am giving 1800s peasant. I think I'm just going to go through the products first and then we'll do the try on after. So the little newsletter that they do, this is really cute. This month it's Rewrite the Rules. This is really cute, but it's a waste of paper because most of the time the theme of the products doesn't go with the theme on this paper. So the first thing is this. I'm actually excited about this. This is the Wonder Beauty Trailblazer eyeshadow palette. I have really gotten into using Wonder Beauty lately, and this is beautiful. It's basic, but it's beautiful. The other two products in here that are makeup is the Dominique Cosmetics Define Your Brow Frame 4-in-1 Brow Pencil. This is really interesting. I did pick up the shade Taupe. This is one that I picked for myself. This is one that was interesting because of the pencil. Do you see that? How cool that is? That's cool. And the idea is that you can use the angled side to do hair-like strokes, or you can use the wider side. What am I doing? You can use the wider side to actually fill in the brow. So I'm excited to try this. And then on the bottom of it, there is a spoolie and a sharpener. And then the last thing that's makeup related that I just picked because I was in desperate need of a lip mask is from Aceology. I've never heard of this brand, but this is their Berry Glaze Overnight Lip Mask. So there is that, and I will definitely pop it on and try it. The other two things that I got, one is skincare, one is hair care. This is from Earth Harbor. This is the Luna Rain Phyto Resurfacing Night Serum with seaweed collagen and superfruit acids. So it's plant-based skincare. And then the last thing is Dew of the Gods. Again, I've never heard of this. This is for the Amalfi Gold Heaven Grade Hair Serum. So the packaging is absolutely stunning. So this is the bottle. It's actually really cute. It's very tiny. And if you don't want to do like a little squeeze bottle action, you also get a dropper. So that's cool. I will do a try on with the makeup. And then I also have makeup from last month. Try out the Farrah Smooth Focus Face Primer. As you can see, I'm kind of shiny in my T-zone, which is where I'm going to put this. Because my sunscreen, I used the Sheer Mineral Sunscreen SPF 30 from Good Molecules. It's not my favorite, but it does help a lot in the winter because it is a little more glowy. And then I'm just going to take this and really work it into my T-zone. I might have put too much on. It never fails. What I do with it is I always work it outwards because your girl does seem to have some big pores going from the center of her skin, working outward. So I just follow what my skin needs, and then there we go. Yeah, so I don't see myself having problems with it, but so far I kind of like it, but I will touch base with you all. Okay, I went in and I put down my concealer on my lids, and then I'm opening this up, but look how cute it is. It comes with its own little sponge. That's adorable. I am a little afraid that this might be a little too dark, but it doesn't seem like it is. It looks a little more olive toned in the actual lid of the container. I will say my eyelid looks blurred, so I'm excited to try this on the face. It's very lightweight. Like, I do not feel it on my eyelid whatsoever. Wonder Beauty palettes, the Trailblazer palette I believe is what it is called, and it looks like this. I am so excited. It's super pretty. I'm a little nervous actually because there isn't really like a transition shade, so I think I'm gonna have to mix like this shade with this creamy shade. So let me do just that, taking a clean brush. I'm not the kind of person that's like, this is the brush that I'm using. I did 3 little taps. That's what we're looking like. I'm gonna do a couple more. So let's just give it a good old try. So sometimes eyeshadows do perform better when you set the lid. Sometimes they don't. And I know this looks crazy, but I always clean up my outer edges, so don't clock me for that. I think this is turning out kind of pretty. I'm going to go in with the light white shade here on the same brush and just start kind of buffing that in with it to create a little bit of a gradient here. That blended beautifully. Do you all see how pretty that is? This is pretty. The blend on these is phenomenal. Look at that compared to that. She's cute. Buff everything out, and if you're curious as to why I'm looking down, that is where my mirror is. I don't know if anyone's with me on this, but I never use the mirror that's in the palette. I always have my own stationary one at my desk because I feel like I see the vision when my full face is in it, you know? A lot of kick-up comes up in this pan, but the pigmentation's not bad, so I'm not mad about it. It's just, it's a lot of kick-up for some simple shades. Okay, I think I'm going to try and build this shade up in my outer V. I am just going to take this and see if I can build up some depth on the outer V here with it, which I do see so happening. But I don't know if it's going to be a lot deeper because sometimes these kind of shades, now I've never tried any from Wonder Beauty, but sometimes these shades are the type that, you know, you can build up and really pack on to get dimension, or you can sheer out like I did in my crease. So I'm hoping that this is the same case. Although I am going in and really building it up. It's not the worst. I'm just going to take the same brush that I used for my crease, just kind of sheer it out a little bit, and there we go. I honestly was nervous that this palette wasn't going to be that good, but I stand corrected. And if you hear my dogs, I am so sorry, but we have a full house of animals, so it is what it is. So for some reason, I feel like this side's not building up as well. Let me buff this out a little bit. So I don't know what's happening on this end, but I'm gonna try and just pack it on a little bit more, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it packed on this side, but not on this side. I'm just gonna take some of the deep shade in here at this point. This is called Elizabeth, and I'm going to just stamp that on my outer V. See if maybe this packs on, although I have to be a little bit more forceful on this side because for some reason it's just not wanting to blend, which is kind of annoying. But I kind of like where this is at. I think I'm going to just go ahead and take a shimmer on the lid. So I'm going to take this shade here. The shade's called Maddie, and I'm going to use my finger because I am going to take a lighter shade on the inner third of my lid, but I wanted to just, I personally like using a middle shade like this to transition between the lightest shade and my mattes, but these are picking up and dispensing very pretty. I'm not mad about that. The only thing is, like, is this going to have longevity? Usually shimmers, you know, they can be pretty on the lid, but obviously longevity is what you want. So I don't know what shade I want to use. These kind of look similar to me. Those are almost identical. This one's more pinky, this is more champagne-y. So what we got? Wow, do they not look similar? Wow, I don't know if they needed to put both of those in this palette, but here we are. I think I'm just going to stick to this top row, and I'm just going to use this one because I guess it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to grab a little bit of that, take that in here. Wow, that's impactful. Wow, that's really pretty actually. Maybe I don't hate that there's two of those shades in this palette. Just for the heck of it, I'm just going to take this one, the other one in here, and put it on the other eye because they didn't have to both be in here. But I'm curious to see how similar they look, especially on the eyelid. This shade picked up better and laid down on this eye better. This one's a little bit chunkier. They're like super reflective, right? And I just feel like they're not blending and gelling with this formula as well as you would think. But overall, it's pretty. Like, it's a pretty, like, everyday look. I think I'm okay with this look for right now. I'm gonna do my base. So I'm actually gonna use my Jason Wu tinted moisturizer slash CC cream. Let me just show you on the back of my hand. It's just my Skin But Better. There's nothing super fancy about it. But when I worked at JCPenney Beauty, before or after it switched over from Sephora, this was the only thing I felt comfortable recommending to people of all ages because it's forgiving for mature skin, but it's also not full coverage to the point where you can't recognize your child if someone under 18 is using it. I just go in with my handy dandy brush. I love this stuff. It's beautiful. I am going to go in because of this being a tinted moisturizer and just stamp it down with my beauty blender. I like to use this just to kind of get some excess glow off. Okay, so I went in with my Rare Beauty bronzer stick in the shade Bright Side. I love that. But I do have this Laura Geller face palette. There's 2 blushes and a highlight in it, so we'll have to see if this is going to work for me. I feel like Tropical Coral is going to be the prettiest shade for this, so let me just try and utilize it. The only thing about this little trio that I didn't like is that the creams are not covered and protected from the powder highlights, so if I use that powder highlight, it's going to get into these. But we'll see. I'm going to load it up. Where is it? Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay, I go heavy-handed with my cream blush because, again, I put my concealer on top of it. But I like putting my blush under my eye, like a little color correcting cheat. And then I take it up here because I want to look sunburnt. And then I think I'm just going to go in with a little bit more right here. So I actually kind of like that blush color. It's really pretty. It's very natural. I'm going to go in and do my concealer under my eye. I don't do anything crazy like some people who go through and they just like mark up their whole face. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. And then what I mean by cleaning up my corners is just taking a little bit right here because I know that it gets a little heavy-handed when I'm doing my makeup. And then I bring it down right through here, and then I do the same on this eye. And I like using a brush first because you get more coverage payoff. Then I'll go in with my sponge and I'll just blend it out onto my cheek a little bit to wind down a little bit of the blush. But it all starts to melt together. And then I take some around my brow. So that's how my face is looking. I'm going to set it. The fun part. Under my eyes, I'm going to try this little puff. I've never done a powder puff on my under eye before. I know a lot of people talk greatly about doing this. I usually just use a brush, but I feel like this is going to lay down way more powder. Oh, I feel like my under eyes are blurred to the gods. I'm going to take some of this powder around my brow. I like to use a smaller defined brush for that. And then let me just try my nose. Why not? We're here. My under eyes have never looked this good before. Holy heck. Okay. I have to use this on the rest of my face. I want to let you know that this stuff is so mattifying. I can see this being amazing for oily skin because usually any setting powder that I use with this tinted moisturizer from Jason Wu, there's still a little bit of glow that shows through, and I am not getting that from this, and I don't mind it because though I love the Jason Wu tinted moisturizer and I like to be a little glowy, it doesn't give a lot of longevity because I have oily skin. And with oily skin, you just don't get to use glowy products all the time. It's not for you. All that aside, this might be a game changer for that, which is amazing. I am, upon first impressions, very, very excited about this Lunar Beauty powder. It's chef's kiss, maybe? Maybe I'm gonna have myself, but nonetheless. Okay, I want to go back in with this palette and do my under eyes. So I'm essentially going to take my crease shade, maybe a little bit of that rich brown that I used on my outer V for my lower lash, but I don't want that to be the main focus. I just want to kind of blend the brown out a little bit and nothing more than that. But the main deep shade I want to use is going to be that Mandy shade. I don't know why I pointed to it like that. This is the shade I really want to accentuate down here. And then I'm going to take that packing brush that I used, take some more of that shade, and really blend it out. I apologize for the faces I'm making. And then I'm going to tuck a little bit of both of those out here on the outer V. I'm going to take this brush in the shade Jan and just go under and kind of buff it out some more. There's that. I feel like these shimmers on my lid are kind of losing some of its impact. So I'm going to put a little bit more on there. And then for my inner corner, I think I'm going to take this shade called Alex. It's just this really pretty white. I'm going to use a brush, this little random brush. I mean, it's there. It's not as like opalescent as I wanted it to be. I'm going to go in with the Laura Geller palette. And I'm going to use this highlight. That picked up a lot. and see if this does anything for me. I'm gonna try the Alex shade on my brow bone. Out there. Whoa. Holy cow. This is just a Wet n Wild brush. It's nothing fancy either. Holy heck. Okay. Hold on. I need to go back in with the Mandy shade now and just kind of buff out the higher portion of my crease into that shimmer. Because, whoo, that was a lot of shimmer. This is our look. Using this palette, I'm intrigued by these greens, but we're not at that point in my life right now. I am intrigued by this. This is the Lash Confidence. Look how large this is in comparison to like my all-time favorite from CoverGirl. Like the size difference of this is insane. This is bulky, so I don't know about that. Now, I will preface this by saying what I look for in a mascara is curling, lengthening, volume at the root, but not clumpy. So we'll see about this one. Oh Lord. Okay. This makes me nervous. Let me grab the palette, and I don't know the best way to tackle this. This does not fit my eye shape well. Okay, I'm just gonna have to use the bottom of it. What? We'll do one coat, and then we'll try another. Now, I am not one to curl my lashes. I feel like most people, if they're in a rush in the morning, they're not curling their lashes. I just got that all over my eyelid. That's great. This is not happening. What the heck? It's not like gripping my lashes whatsoever. And now it's all over my eyelid. This is a hot mess. I was okay with the eye look until I used this mascara. I'm still going to try and do the lower lash line. Because sometimes mascaras, this is an awkward shape. Because I'm always afraid I'm going to drop it. And then this wand shape is so weird. That was 2 layers. And do you see it on my eyelid? I'm going to go in and touch it. Now we're going to ignore the bottom. Because I'm going to let it dry. So I can just scrape it off. My lashes are kind of thin right now. This side's usually the better side, so maybe I should have gone in on this side first. I mean, granted, I have very sparse lashes right now. It's not the worst on this side. It's just very sporadic. I feel like this is not catching my eyelashes well. And I will never use this side because it's not curled to my eye shape. And though I feel like I have to be very careful when applying this. I'm going to try another coat and see what's going on. This is getting everywhere. So it's not building my lashes up from the initial one coat, so there's no point in doing a second coat with this. It's such an awkward wand. Okay, I don't know if I'm a fan of this. And now it's also, this is messy as heck already, and I just opened it, so yay for me. I have an update. So this is taking forever to dry, and I just smeared it. I love this for me. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm gonna try out this lip mask because my lips are crusty dusty right now. This is the Aceology Berry Glaze Overnight Lip Mask. I don't like when they don't have like a little lip applicator, so I don't know the... Holy cow, she's thick. This is very nourishing though. And the flavor is not terrible, but it is very comfy on the lip. So this is something that I'm gonna love by my bedside table. The consistency kind of reminds me of Aquaphor. And it's not like goopy, like it's not goopy. Okay, this isn't that bad. I was like, let me fix my mascara, but it just keeps smearing. What is going on? Can I get this off my cheek? I've gone in multiple times trying to scrape this off, and it smears. So I don't know what's going on. Okay, I tried to fix it the best I could. There's definitely a weird patchy spot on my cheek now, but my under eye looks okay. This mascara is atrocious. I'm just gonna go and continue and move on with my life. And I'm taking some bronzer on my cheeks. I hate that there's this patchy spot now. Oh, it's driving me insane. Maybe blush will help. I don't know. I do want to try and take this highlighter and just see what this looks like out here. It's pretty. But there is no highlighter in my blush, so that's fun. A lot more subtle than I thought it would be. And then I'm also just going to take some blush from this customized Ofra palette. And I think I'm just going to keep it simple and use like a mix of these two here, which I mix these blushes all the time. I just love the like sun-kissed look that it gives me, and I just can't get enough of it. Even though I think that this is supposed to be a bronzer, I use it for blush because why not, you know? The last thing that I'm going to do is my brows, and then we'll run through final thoughts. I'm very intrigued as to using this brow pencil from Dominique. So I think what I'm going to do is do it like I typically try to do. This is going to be embarrassing to do this on camera, but I'm going to use the squared portion to try and fill in maybe. And then for my tail, I'm going to use the like thinner side to this. So the idea is that you can use this to manipulate and do your whole brow routine with it. However, I've always used like a micro brow pencil. I don't like that this is not connected, so I have to like pull it out to help kind of with the shape of the tail. That's gonna drive me insane. Let me try to do some shaping with it. It's very dark for a taupe. I look insane. I'm just gonna go back in with this micro brow pencil from e.l.f. I love using this to define my brow because even though that brow pencil has, I wouldn't say settings, right? But it has different sides to it to do the defining. It's still a little too bulky for my brow shape. And it's so dark. I've never noticed, like, why is the taupe this dark? This is insane. Like, how is a blonde using that brow pencil? There's no way. Look at these brows. Oh my lord, they're bad. I'm gonna fix these off camera. I freaking look like I have a Sharpie brow. Okay, let me fix these off camera and then I'll be back because this is horrendous. These are my brows for the day. I feel like they are Sharpie caterpillars, and this is a taupe, but it's not giving taupe. It's giving dark brown. So I don't know what's going on here, but this is the best that I could do with what was given to me. Again, that's just the theme of this. But anyways, this is the finished look. I want to kind of go through final thoughts on the new things that I tried because I have some complaints. Let's just break down my final thoughts on everything. So first things first, the primer, it's okay. I'm definitely gonna have to test out longevity for this, but I like that it felt very hydrating on the skin, but still did blur. That's something interesting, and I feel like this is something I can definitely get a lot of use out of based on my first impression. The lip mask is very, very nice. I still have it on my lips. I feel like her and I have been through a lot together on this journey. So this is, again, something that I'm definitely going to get a lot of use out of. The smell is great. It doesn't have a really weird taste. There is no pigment to it, which I also like, so it's pretty universal. And it's the kind of lip mask that doesn't slip all over the lip. So you could use this as like a topper. If you're using like a really dry like liquid lipstick or something, this I think would be really nice to set on top of it. The Lunar Beauty Universal Setting Powder. This is the shade Translucent Light. This is phenomenal. I am going to love this and use it to the day it dies because this is a phenomenal powder and the packaging is really, really pretty. It really goes with the theme of the brand. And I like the component. I like that it has I like that it comes with a little puff. I like that it has an insert here so your powder's not going everywhere. This L'Oreal face palette, there's nothing substantial about it. It is really cute. I really liked the shade that I'm wearing. So when you break the seal of a product like a cream, it's basically just meaning that you warm it up enough that the waxy top of it melts into the rest of the product, so then the pigment kind of finally shows through. So I really like this shade. This pink I'm intrigued by. It's very, very vibrant, but I feel like it will sheer out really well. And then the highlighter is pretty. I just wish that there was something to cover the creams from the powder, but I probably would have loved this even more if this was a cream highlight. I'm really into cream highlight right now. The eyeshadow palette, this was actually pretty. This is something I could see myself getting a lot of use out of. Obviously, this shade I had to build up a little bit, but it was able to blend really well with this shade down here, which is really pretty. And this was able to blend out really lightly to be a transition shade, which I was kind of surprised by. The three shimmers that I used, this is a really pretty, like, I want to say like a satin shimmer, which I don't typically like satin shimmers, but I did really like this one, and it's a really pretty bronzy tone. These two shades here are essentially the same on the lid. I don't know. I wish I had something else in here. Now, between the two, I do prefer I think it's Divya more than Lindsay P, but they are very pretty shades, and those are definitely like the highlight of the palette. And this shade here, Alex, was really pretty on the brow bone, not so much the inner corner. I had to really pack it on and then go in with highlights. So this palette I can see myself getting a lot of use out of. It's a very practical palette, and I'm definitely like into it. So this is what I could see myself holding on to for a while. And then the mascara. This is atrocious. I do not like this. This was not made for me. I will never buy this, and I'm probably going to let this go because, one, the packaging's bulky. The handle of the wand is very clunky because it is that triangle shape, and the wand itself is very clunky, and it's really awkward to use on my eye shape, so it's not something that I would see myself utilizing again. Also, the formula was way too wet. It got everywhere, like smeared so bad, and I had to go in and touch my makeup up again, and that's not something that I'm looking for. So this one's a no-go for me. And then the brow pencil from Dominique. This is the brow frame in the shade Taupe. This is not taupe. Now that my hair's down, it looks a little better. But when my hair dries and all of this blonde comes and shows through, the brow is not going to match. I will definitely have to figure it out, figure out the best way to utilize this, maybe watch a video or two. I don't like that the wand down here is connected to the sharpener. If this could pop out and pop into here, I would have liked it more. This is what I'm definitely going to have to test out more. Anyways, that's all I got on that. This could have been a lot worse. I'll say that much at least. Okay guys, I just want to say thank you so much for sticking around till the end. If you did, I hope you got a little bit of a laugh out of this or something, because today was a wild one, but nonetheless, I was still happy to do it. Like I said before, go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment down below. If you don't know what to comment Tryon. It really helps with the algorithm as a new content creator here on YouTube. I am going to hop off and finish getting ready to run some errands and then go out and celebrate a belated 4-year anniversary, dating anniversary with my husband. But with all of that aside, I hope you have a great day, night, whenever you're watching this, and I am sure I will see you in another one. So, bye.